Leo, my man, you are looking good. The graininess is definitely really coming in now. Um, you're flat for sure, so I think that is masking some of the definition that is there. And I'm hoping that once we get carbs up a little higher, um, we should be able to see a little more definition coming through, a little more fullness. And I'm hoping that you'll get even harder and grainier throughout these next 6 weeks. So this is where, and as you know, it gets a little tricky, especially, as the athlete, your mind starts to play tricks, things like that. But I would say, you're pretty much right there. And I want to start reversing things around and just basically kind of see what happens for this week. So for this week, I want to move carbs back up in the other direction. So we'll take your baseline carbs up to 280 per day. We'll keep fat and protein where they are. And I just want to see how you feel with that extra 15 grams of carbs in you per day, and also just see the kind of changes that we get with your physique as well. We should be able to keep dropping. It was good to see that 145. That's exactly where we kind of want to be. So with still 6 weeks to go, even if we're moving carbs up gradually, we should still be able to drop, at least a half pound to a pound per week. And I think we should come in, fairly close to that 140 pound mark. And like I said, hopefully we can have you on a higher carb amount once we get to that show. So yeah, that's kind of where my thought process is at. The fact that you're feeling more drained, that sounds about right for about 6 weeks out, on, pretty low food levels. You're looking flat. So it sounds like we're kind of right where I would expect you to be. And that's where I want to kind of pull the trigger and start going in the other direction, just to see if we can, keep getting leaner, obviously, but also fill you back out and get you feeling a little bit better as well. As far as still having areas to go, for sure. Yeah, again, like I honestly think you're really, really, really close. And like I said, sometimes when you are really flat, some of that definition can be masked and hidden a little bit. So I want to see just what happens with bringing the carbs up just a little bit, and just see how it goes. We'll keep the refeed in. So I plugged it in on the last day this week at 475. I'm thinking that once that weight spike after the last refeed diminishes, we should be hitting some new lows, or at least getting to back to that 145 or 144 here as well. Cardio will keep the same as far as the walks. I don't want to put anything in specific, but if you found that to work well for you in the past, then by all means, increasing activity levels can be beneficial. I wouldn't turn it into a super intense walking session, but if you want to go for a couple, 2-3 walks a week, that would be perfectly fine. But I don't want to add in additional cardio. And if anything, if this week goes well, I might actually start pulling out some of our cardio, our specific cardio. So that's kind of where my thoughts are at right now. Let me know what you think. The other thing with coming up to the end of this training program, just give me some of your feedback, and then I'll develop the next block. So taking us into the competition. But yeah, goal is to keep strength up as much as possible. I think this program has actually worked really, really well. You're still hitting really, really good lifts. So just let me know if, you really like some exercises, would like to see some things added in, or really hate some things, and we can make those adjustments as well. The one last thing, as far as posing, it's looking good. I would just recommend on your front pose, so you're a little bit kind of out like this. So I'd recommend just rolling your shoulders back a bit, and then just bringing your hands in a bit, and then getting your chest up basically as big as possible. Because right now it's just you're a little bit out far like this. Where is it? Yeah, so it just looks like you're kind of extended out a little bit too far with your shoulders. Where I think if you tucked in and pulled your shoulders down and back a little more, we would pull out a little more lats, and then just bring your chest up a little bit more, just so we get those delts popping a little bit more, because right now they kind of just look a little bit flat. And if we get here, you can see my delts automatically pop up and get a little bit bigger, as opposed to kind of being here. On your side poses, just make sure that you are staying flat across the shoulders. So make sure you're not kind of dipping forward like this and you're opening up. And again, just kind of like this. And then so you can see I'm nice and flat across the shoulders. So same thing with side tricep. So here, just make sure you're not kind of dipping like this. And try and keep that chest up and then crunch the abs down and then just pull that back shoulder forward a little bit so you get that width across your shoulders. But other than that, looking really, really good. I'm excited to see you in person, and I'm excited to see what the final package looks like. I think it's going to be one of your best here, and I think once we get the carbs a little higher, and like I said, we still have 6 more weeks to go, and you're already sitting in a really, really good position. So excited for the road ahead. Let me know if you have any other questions. Give me some feedback on that training plan and what you think about the adjustments this week. And yeah, then we'll go from there. All right, Leo, take care, and I look forward to hearing back from you.